I recently asked on my community tab for video idea suggestions, and you guys came through with a ton of great ideas. So thank you so much. I plan on implementing quite a few of them in the future. One of the ones that kept showing up over and over from multiple people was full face of nothing new, or full face of no new makeup. So that is what we are here to do today. I do make this look right here. Before we get started on that though, I did want to give a huge thank you to Ana Luisa for partnering with me on today's video. Ana Luisa is a sustainable jewelry brand that's based out of New York City. I've been wearing their jewelry for probably like 4 or 5 years at this point. So anytime they ask to work with me again, I get super excited. They did send over a couple new earrings. The first ones being these beautiful hoopy earrings right here. These are called the Pave Huggy Hoops, and this is in the medium size. They also have mini and small in case you wanted something a little bit smaller and daintier. And I just think these are so pretty. They have the most beautiful like diamond looking stones on them. I just think they're elegant and sophisticated, and they just will amp up any outfit I decide to wear them with. And I also sent these adorable heart earrings. Oh, these are so stinking cute. These are called the Jessica earrings. They also come in silver in case you are more of a silver girly. I know Valentine's Day already passed, but I think these are perfect for them. I did wear them on Valentine's Day and the next day for my Galentine's Day when I hung out with my friends. So Ana Luisa has a 2-year warranty guarantee on all of the products they buy. They also have free shipping in the United States. And if you are outside of the United States, they have affordable shipping options in case you want to check them out. So I'm going to have their link at the top of my description box. You can shop through it to get 10% off your first order. It is not an affiliate link. I don't get commission through it. However, they do like track the traffic if it comes through that link. So if you do use it, thank you so much. I appreciate it. So thank you again to Ana Luisa for supporting me and my channel and partnering with me on this video. Now let's get into all the not new makeup products that I use to get this look right here. So while a full face of no new makeup is inherently a really great idea in itself, I did kind of want to do a little spin to it and maybe put sort of themes to these videos. So today's theme is favorite products that I don't show enough love on my channel. These are products that I've loved for a very long time that off camera I use quite often, and some of them, most of them you have heard me speak about before, but I either haven't talked about them enough, I feel like, on my channel to really accurately portray how much I love them, or I haven't used them and talked about them in a long time. So I wanted to bring them back on my channel and remind you guys how much I love them. So for the eyeshadow palette, we're going to go in with a Half Caked Your Eyes Only palette. Every single time I talk about this palette on my channel, I feel like it's usually in a declutter video, and I'm talking about how much I love it, how much I use it, how I can never get rid of it. And then I was thinking, I don't know if I've actually used this very often on my channel. So it's like I'm telling you guys how much I love it, but then you're not seeing that in action. You know what I mean? So we are going to start off with this buffering shade with a Refer 15, and we're going to throw this into the crease. I did already prime my eyes with the Ulta Beauty matte eye primer. This palette is 100% underrated in my opinion. The mattes are so buttery, smooth, silky. They don't get too patchy on me. And you guys know I struggle with eyeshadow getting patchy on me. And then the shimmers are just stunning. I'm going to put probably only one on my eyelid later to show you guys. Unfortunately, I probably should do more than one, but we're probably going to go in with one today, but I'm going to show you how stunning that one is. Then to deepen up the crease a little bit before we go in with the shimmer, I'm going to go in with this AO Technology shade on a BK Beauty 203, and we're just going to deepen that crease. I will say this is the deepest matte shade in the palette. That is probably the only thing that I would change out of this palette, that it would have a deeper matte shade. This shimmer shade up here is quite deep, and that is what I typically use to deepen like the outer corner in looks. But I do wish there was a deep matte brown shade, but that is really like the only thing about this palette I would change. I've had it for a couple years at this point, and it has never disappointed me. Please let me know in the comments down below, have you tried this palette or anything else from Half Cake Beauty? They were having a moment, I feel like a couple years ago, but I haven't heard too much about them since then, so I don't know if like a lot of people know about them or have tried them. I'm just gonna go in with that first brush, no extra product, just to blend. We are gonna put some NYX glitter primer all over my lid. I do want to just swatch the shimmers for you really quickly because they are just beautiful. Hold on, let me swatch them on my hand. So we have them all right here. The thing I like about them is that they're not too intense or too much on your eye. So we have Set It Off, Okay Computer, 2 on, Payload, and then X-Files. I don't really understand the theming of the palette, but regardless, the shades are stunning. We are going to go in with this one right here called Payload. I don't typically use the pinks in this palette too often. There's like that one pink shimmer, and then there is a pink matte shade. I typically reach into this palette for these more neutrally tones, but the pink shades look pretty too. I just don't really usually reach for them. So yeah, this is exactly the kind of shimmer I'm going for these days. Not too intense, looks really pretty on your eyelid, gives you a little something something, makes it look like you tried on your makeup, but it didn't take you very long, and it's not overdone, in my opinion. It took me a while to fall in love with this palette. When I first got it, I was really into those super intense shimmers. And then over the years, just using this palette over and over, it never lets me down. I always like my look. I think it's beautiful. I think it's very simple, but beautiful. Yeah, I don't know. There's nothing really inherently special about it per se, but it just never lets me down, and I think it's really pretty. So that is the eye look. What you guys think? What you guys think? We will obviously add some mascara and stuff later, but next up, for primer, I use this one off camera quite often, and I've used it on camera a few times, but I think it's a really good blurring option because you can use it all over your face. So it's the Laura Mercier Pure Canvas Primer, the blurring one. I also have the hydrating one. I really like that one as well. It's just a lotiony-like consistency. And what I like about this is it is a blurring primer, but you can use it all over your face. A lot of the times blurring primers you have to target in your T-zone. They just like don't look right all over the face. And this one you can use everywhere, which is just nice. I probably shouldn't have gone in with this one today only because my skin is feeling very, very dry. I could have benefited from a hydrating primer, but that is okay, I guess. Too late now. I don't know if you're really going to be able to see on camera. It's not a miracle worker. My pores are not like completely gone and disappeared, but I do think it does a little blurring on the skin and just gives my face like a nice even canvas for foundation to go on top. And another thing I like about it is it's not drying. I know I said my face feels dry and like this doesn't provide hydration at all, but I also don't think that it makes my skin feel or look more dry. Okay, for foundation, there's a reason that I don't really show this on my channel very often, and that's because I have the old formulation. It's the YSL All Hours foundation. I had one of these forever ago, and I loved it so much. I used the whole thing up, and right as I was ending using that one up, I heard a rumor that they were reformulating it. And I typically usually do not like reformulated versions of things. Almost every single time I've tried a reformulated something, I don't end up liking it as much as the original. So I hurried up and purchased another bottle of the old formulation before it got pulled off the shelves and the new formulation was released to the public, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I don't know. Regardless, I have not tried the new All Hours, and this has like been around for like the new version. I'm pretty sure the new formulation has been around for a couple years at this point. This is definitely an older foundation in my collection, but man, this makes my skin look so pretty. I think it's a really decent shade match for me as well. A little light, but I feel like it works. It gives me full coverage. It's more on the matte side, but it's never drying on my skin. It wears so nicely. The All Hours is a good name for it because it really is a super long wearing foundation, which I appreciate. It never really looks dry on my skin. It's a little bit thicker, but it never looks like cakey. I don't know. I love this foundation, but I don't ever really wear it or want to sing its praises on my channel because I haven't tried the new formulation. I would hate for someone to spend their money on a YSL product, which is super, I'm sure, bougie and expensive. I think this was $54 when I bought it a couple years ago, so I'm sure it's more expensive now with inflation. So I'd be really bummed if someone bought this off my recommendation and it's not the same and it's not as good, you know? Although I say it doesn't look dry on my skin, and then now it's looking kind of dry, especially on my nose here. But like I just said, my skin is feeling a little bit drier. I probably should have gone in with a hydrating primer, but that's okay. So yeah, I just really love this foundation, but I'm just going to keep loving it and using it off camera in my everyday real life when we have like a date night or, you know, other things that I'm not filming for. So that way I'm not talking and loving on a foundation that you cannot get anymore, you know. Concealer, I used to rave about this all the time and use it all the time on my channel, and my one size turn up the base like butter silk concealer has kind of came in and taken over as my top spot. However, I do still really love this concealer, and it's from Tower 28. Their serum concealer, I have the shade BU, or I think it's just Boo, like for Malibu. I'm pretty sure someone told me in one of the comments one time, and I was like, oh, that makes sense. But this just looked really good on my under eyes. It's nice and hydrating without being too hydrating. It doesn't look like oily or greasy or like break up under my eyes weird, because it's more of a hydrating formulation. I do like to let it sit on my under eyes for a minute or two just to like build up some coverage, but I feel like it does have pretty decent coverage. It looks good on the skin, like around my face, like I'm doing right now, and on my under eyes. So as you can see, it does provide pretty decent coverage. You can still see a little tiny bit of my blueness peeking through, but nothing too terrible. It's not offensive to me. I don't mind this level of coverage. And I just feel like it wears nicely. It sets nicely down with powder without getting too drying. This used to be a favorite. Like I said, I talked about it quite often. I'm pretty sure I recommended it in like a Sephora sale recommendation video. And I still love it and I still use it. I just feel like I don't use it as much on camera as I used to. I didn't want you to think I forgot about it and I don't like it anymore. For cream bronzer, we're going to go in with the Fenty cream bronzer in the shade 02 Butter Biscuit. I've had this for a couple years at this point, and it is another one that just never really seems to let me down. Every time I use it, I enjoy it. I wouldn't say it's like my favorite. Like I definitely still prefer the NARS cream bronzer in Laguna 01 over this, the Patrick Ta bronzing duo. Like I like other cream bronzers more than this one. However, I still really enjoy this one. And I feel like when I'm talking about my favorite cream bronzers, this one doesn't really get mentioned very often. And it's a good solid cream bronzer formulation. Another reason it's been around for a while at this point, it's definitely an older product, so I don't think to mention it too often. But just because something is older doesn't mean it's not still good and doesn't still need love, you know? I just think it blends in really nicely into the skin, and this shade is really good on me. It's got some warmth where it gives me some bronzer and like warms up my face, but it's not too warm where it's orangey, which obviously I like. I don't want an orangey tone bronzer that looks too orange on me, and a lot of times with my fair skin, I feel like they can pull orange quite often, and this one just never does that to me. Yeah. I just think it's beautiful. I love this cream bronzer. I feel like I'm pretty good about rotating through my powders. I have only really a couple that I genuinely love and use quite often. So I'm going to go ahead and just set my face off of camera. Because my face is feeling and looking pretty dry, I am going to go ahead and use my Hourglass Veil translucent setting powder because it is the like softest, lightest, least drying powder in my collection. So I'm going to go do that and I'll be right back. Okay, I did a couple more things off of camera because they're boring and they don't change. So I did apply that powder like I said. I also finished the eyes. I just ran that buffering shade along the lower lash line. And I did go ahead and use this shade up here in my inner corner. That one's called Set It Off. It's a little dark and a little gold, but it works. It's fine. Then I ran my e.l.f. Wow Brow through my brows and used my Clio Kill Lash Super Proof Mascara Long Curling Mascara. I figured you guys didn't want to see me apply these because these are the only two brow and mascara products I use. Next up for bronzer, kind of like the YSL foundation, I don't show this product on my channel because you cannot get it anymore. However, if you have this product, this is my reminder to you to pull it out and use it. It's probably old, it's probably expired, but it's powder product, so it's okay. It's the Marc Jacobs O'Mega Tantastic Bronzer. Do you remember when this was like the bronzer to have? Everyone had it, everyone used it. It's as big as people's heads, it's massive, and it is beautiful. But Marc Jacobs is no longer a brand, question mark? Well, they're still a brand, but they don't make cosmetics anymore that I know of. And this bronzer is no longer available. You cannot get it anymore. So I don't like to use that kind of stuff on my channel, but I just wanted to use it today because it's still a good bronzer. Like, it is a good bronzer. It's beautiful. It goes on your skin nicely. It has a really good tone where it's warm but not orangey. It warms up the face nicely. It wears nicely all day, but like I said, you cannot get it anymore. So we're just going to contour the nose with it and then move on from it. But this is my reminder. If you own it and you haven't reached for it in a while, if it is still good, like obviously if it's expired and not good anymore, don't use it. But if you're still okay using yours, whip it out and use it again because it is beautiful. Highlight is another classic that's been around forever. I've had it forever. I think I've had it since 2019. So this is another probably expired product, but I still love it and I use it, like I said, quite often. However, my Dior highlight quad has came in and like dethroned it. So that's one of the main reasons I don't really reach for this anymore. But it's from MAC. This is their Soft and Gentle Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Soft and Gentle. You guys, I love this highlight. I love this highlight so much. I just never reach for it anymore. And I definitely, the whole point of this video, don't show it enough love on my channel. I don't show it enough love in general though. Like, it is so pretty and beautiful. It's got such a subtle sheen on your skin that's like natural without being too intense, which is the kind of highlight I like these days. I will say it can get a little glittery. What I like to do is I get it on my brush and then I tap off my brush a lot. Like, I tap off the excess a lot, and you will see a bunch of like the glitters and specks and stuff coming off when you do that. And you might be thinking that the highlight's coming off, and then when you put it on your face, nothing's gonna show up because it looks like so much falls off your brush. But as you can see, that is not the case. It really does still show up on the skin. I should use it more often, I should, but I'm telling you, that Dior quad has such a chokehold on me. I just love that highlight quad too much. I love it too much. Blushes from Nude Sticks. This is their Nudies All Over Face color in the shade Bareback. Ooh, you guys, this is the most beautiful, perfect, like cool tone, neutrally pink. It does, like, okay, sorry, that doesn't make sense. It isn't more neutral, but it does lean a little bit cool tone. It's just the most perfect, everyday, like barely there, but your cheeks, but better kind of color. I don't even know how to explain it. On my skin tone, this is like perfection. It is a cream blush, but I do like to and can apply it over powder like I'm doing now. But I also have applied it under powder and set it down, and it works beautifully that way as well. This is a pretty versatile product. You can use it in quite a few different ways. Oh, look at that. Does that not give just the most beautiful, naturally looking flush on my skin tone? Again, I think a lot of the reasons I love this particular shade is because it works so well with my skin tone, but obviously they have other shades that would work well with your skin tone if you're different skin tone than me. And because it's such a light color, I feel like I can't really go overboard with it. Like, you can't tell me that that does not look natural. Like, I'm just like naturally flushed, like a little embarrassed, a little, I don't know what other reasons you would get flushed about. Like, I just walked to my mailbox in 10-degree weather and got the mail. I don't know. Oh, I love this shade. It is just perfection to me. Okay, lippies. I don't know if like this is one that like I love, I haven't talked about, but I just haven't really used it a lot on my channel, so I wanted to use it again today. This is from Lisa Eldridge. I picked up her Sculpt in shade lip pencil in the shade 1C. Again, this isn't like necessarily like a favorite that I love and wanted to use for that reason, but I have heard such good things about Lisa Eldridge lip pencils that they last a really long time on the skin. They're perfect tones and shades, and I don't know, I bought 2 of them and I haven't super fallen in love with either one. So we're just gonna go ahead and line my lips with this one. And we are gonna smudge it out a little bit. It's not that I don't like it. It's just not like my perfect pink tone for a lip liner, and I don't think that it lasts a super long time on me, which was the main reason I went ahead and purchased Lisa Eldridge lip pencils, because I heard they did last a long time. Obviously, makeup's different. It works different for everyone. I'm not like that upset about it. I kind of knew going and purchasing this that there was a really big chance that it wouldn't last on me. Lip liners just don't seem to last on me, but I still like it. Like, it's pretty, and I wanted to mention it and show it to you, but I don't know. But the lip gloss that I love and wanted to talk about is the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Yummy Gloss, and this I have the shade Glamingo Pink. This was my jam last summer. As you can see, I used up half of it, and I still reach for this off camera quite often, but I wanted to use it again today for you guys just to show you how stunning this is. It is the most beautiful glossy lip gloss that makes your lips look like thick and juicy and plump without being like too thick on the lips. It just blanks out all the lines. It's affordable because it's drugstore. I love this stuff. And last but not least, for setting spray, again, I feel like I'm good about rotating through my setting sprays. I really only have 3 that I love and use all the time. The Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray, the Benefit Professional Setting Spray, and then the Cali Ray Surf Proof Setting Spray. So this is the one I'm going to use today because I feel like this is the one I've been using the least lately, which is funny because it's super hydrating and we're in winter. You would think I'd be using this one the most, but we're gonna go ahead and spray this on. It does have a pretty strong scent, so keep that in mind. I feel like the thing that makes this setting spray is to take your sponge and then just lightly tap over your face. And this is going to tap the setting spray in. I use this trick with every setting spray. Like, I do this every single time I set my face. But for some reason with this one right here, I just feel like it helps the setting spray melt into your skin more. And it gives that more like hydrated glow to your skin, like you can see. Not in an oily or greasy way. But I don't know, something about tapping it into the skin, I just feel like amplifies the setting spray and makes it even prettier, if that makes sense. I don't know if it does. I mean, you probably don't have to do that step, but for me, I think it makes the setting spray that much better, and this stuff really does help your makeup last a very, very long time. And that was it, you guys. It was a full face of no new makeup. These are products that I love off of camera that I just have not shown enough love on camera recently, and I wanted to remind you guys how much I love them. So I not surprisingly, love how this look turned out. I just think it is beautiful, simple, elegant, sophisticated. Oh, these products are all so good. They all are going to be listed and linked down below for you. They are affiliate links if you shop through them. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Let me know down below in the comments, have you tried any of these? Are any of these your favorites as well? What do you think of the look? Thank you again to Ana Luisa for partnering with me on today's video. Again, the link to their website will be at the top of my description box. You can shop through it to get 10% off your first order. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much. You're awesome and I love you. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you have not yet, and hope to see you in my next video. Bye guys.